Hello, I'm back. Today I'm going to teach you another little arts and crafts that you can do. I don't have all the supplies that I could, so maybe you do, and if not, I'm going to show it with markers. You can do it with crayons. If you have paint, it would probably be best. I'm going to take a toilet paper roll, or if you have a paper towel roll, you can just take scissors and cut it in half. Have your parent do that. I don't want you to get hurt, so ask your parent, and you'll cut it into a little roll like this. We're going to be making a bumblebee. So you need some paper, a toilet paper roll, some glue. If you have pipe cleaners, I don't have that, so I'm going to teach you a different way to do it. If you use your pipe cleaners, you'll need a stapler. You'll need some glue, black and yellow markers or paint, as well as a red. So I'm going to teach you how to do it, but make sure you have those supplies, and if you don't and you see that I'm doing something I might not have announced it, you can go get it real quick and pause the video. So I'm going to take this. If you have paint, you're going to paint it yellow. I don't have paint, so I'm going to try to do the best I can with just coloring it a yellow. It's not really working, but I'm going to see if I can make it work. So you're going to take this and you're going to color your toilet paper roll yellow. I recommend using paint. This might take a while. I'm going to pause the video, or maybe not. I don't think I can do that on here, but I'm going to color it yellow. If you think about it, bumblebees are what colors? They're yellow and they're black. So I'm going to color yellow the best I can. You could always, if you have yellow construction paper, you could roll it up and go around the toilet paper roll with that. This is another way of showing how we are reusing an item so that we are not creating waste. We're turning in an item that we've used into an art project. So I'm just coloring the best I can. It's a little bit harder than you think. What other color am I going to need for the body? I'm going to need black. So once I finish coloring the yellow, then I'm going to need to get some black. So that's why I have my black marker. If you have black paint, black paper, that would make it a little bit easier. You could also make a butterfly out of this, very simple, very similar to what we're doing, so if you'd rather do that. But I'm going to teach you how to make the bumblebee. So I'm getting close to being finished coloring this all yellow. It's not the bright yellow that I would want it to be, but you still can see that it is yellow. So once I have done that, I'm going to take my black marker, and bumblebees have stripes. So I'm going to take my marker and I'm just going to draw around. Remember, if you're still coloring yellow, you can just pause the video. You can make your lines as thick or as thin as you would like them to be. So you can make them like one, or you can double it up. I'm going to double mine up, and I'm going to color it black. And I know that bumblebees have more than just one black stripe, so I'm going to have to do a few of these on the body. Oh, also, if you have googly eyes, you could use those as well for this project. If you don't, like me, we'll just use paper or a marker. This is supposed to be fun, so if you are participating, I'd love to see your bumblebees. If you aren't really interested in a bumblebee and would like to try something different, you can do that as well. But make sure that you have a parent to help you if you need to use the scissors to cut the roll so that you don't cut yourself. I'm almost finished with my black. And this is the point where if you had paint, it would be easier to run a paintbrush around it. Or if you had black construction paper, you'd cut it into strips and then glue it on here. Once we finish doing our stripes for our bumblebee, I'm going to show you the next step. So I've gotten my stripes done, so I'm going to put that to the side. Now I'm going to pick up my paper. I need to draw a circle for the head. Remember, you don't want it to be too small because it's going to go onto your body. So don't want to be too small, don't want it to be too big. There's my circle. I'm going to draw it, and then I'm going to take a pair of scissors and I'm going to cut it out. If you have like a small cup or something, you could trace your cup to make that circle for your head if you would like, or anything else that would be circle. Or you can just freehand draw it or ask a parent or an older sibling to help you do that. So here is my head. I'm going to draw my eyes. I'm just going to do black eyes. You can do whatever color you would like to. If you have googly eyes, this is where you could put your googly eyes on top. Hold on one second. Let me make sure. So you put your eyes on there. Then you're going to draw a smile for your bumblebee. If you'd like, you can do some red rosy cheeks. Like this. But we know a bumblebee has a yellow face, so I'm going to take my yellow and I'm going to color in the circle. If you have yellow construction paper, this would be a great time to use it so you don't have to do all this coloring, but if not, you can just follow what I'm doing. Remember, if you don't have markers and you have crayons or colored pencils, those work just the same. So I'm going to color my bumblebee's head yellow around. And if you don't like the black line showing around the head, you can always cut that off as well. But here is my bumblebee's head. And so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to either glue it or staple it onto my body. I'm going to use a stapler, but if you have glue, that would work too. So here it is on top of it with my stripes. Now we're missing our antennas. So if you have pipe cleaner, you're going to put your pipe cleaners on there. If not, you're going to take that same paper you used. You're going to make like, you are going to make a line. You're going to want to make it big enough because you're going to cut it. I made like, it's like a J, a backwards J that I flipped upside down. I'm going to do 2 of those. But I'm going to make sure that I go over it so it's big enough to cut out, because these are going to be glued onto our head. So I'm going to just make it thicker, and then when I cut them out, so here are my 2 antennas. I'm going to cut around the black so that I can glue it onto my bumblebee's head. So now I'm cutting. If there is some white space in there, that's okay. You can go back and you can just add more black so that it fills it in if it's too hard to cut it. Because sometimes it can be hard going in between lines. So here is almost one of my antennas. Whoops, I almost cut it. That would have been bad. If you get frustrated or you can't cut it the way you want to, ask a sister, brother, or parent. I'm sure they could help you. So here's one of them. I'm gonna cut out the second one. Now, if you don't want your antennas as curly as mine, you can make it the way you would like for it to be. They should be black. Just like the bumblebees in real life. Remember, if you're making a butterfly out of this, butterflies also have antennas. I'm cutting, cutting, cutting. Whoops, I kind of cut my antenna a little bit, but that's okay. I can always go back and tape it, or I might just have one that's a little bit different curved, or I can just go back and tape this together, staple it together. There, I just stapled it. Okay, so here's my bumblebee. I'm going to take my antennas and I'm going to glue it to the back. If you have a glue stick, that would work the best. Remember, a little bit of glue goes a long way, so you don't need too much. Hopefully my glue will work the way I want it to. I don't know if it will or won't. It's a different type of glue, so I might have to go back and staple it or tape it. Tape also works well. Yikes. You might need a parent to help you with this part. So here is my little bumblebee so far. It might help if you glued the head in place just a little bit more that way. So there's my bumblebee and its body. So now we're just missing the wings. So how you're going to make the wings is you're going to take the same paper or a new paper. You're going to turn it and draw like a little M on one side, like that. And you're going to give it some space because it's going to have to go through, and you're going to draw like two skinny U's, kind of like that, to connect it, kind of like a dog bone. And then you're going to cut it out. Bumblebee's wings are white or clearish, so you're going to cut it. And if you want to color it a different color, you want to color it a light blue or something, you can. I'm going to leave mine white. I'm going to cut it out. So I've got my little wings, and your wings might look a little bit different. I'm going to glue it to the back, or staple it to the back, or tape it to the back, whatever you have. And there you go, you've got a little bumblebee. So I hope you enjoyed this little craft. Send me pictures if you have made one. I would love to see them. Have a good day, y'all.